All right, as we promised, we are back, and it's time for us to now get down to the discussion. Do you remember the segment is financial fitness? How fit are you when it comes to finances? And this morning, personal finance assessment is going to be our topic and conversation. And of course, we have the beautiful and wonderful wise, very wise money coach here, anajiita Elizabeth Waithaka. It's not the first time we are having her. She has been here before, and definitely she really owes a lot of wisdom on various topics, including paying yourself first, which was one of my favorites. I'm still on that journey, still trying my best in that area. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But today we are going to be looking at the topic of personal finance assessment, and that's what will be our focus. So welcome to the show. And of course, as I mentioned earlier on, we're live on YouTube, so you guys can share the link with someone you feel may benefit from today's convo. So without much further ado, let me welcome our guest. Yes, nimemuintroduce, lakini wacha ajiseme ile yake ndio tuweze kusikia from the horse's mouth. So karibu sana Eliza.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I'm so glad to be here this morning. Yes. My name is Elizabeth. For the purpose of that person who is meeting me for the first time.
Yeah.
I am a money coach, a trainer, another in the area of personal finance. I've been called by God to facilitate people put order in their money so that they can enjoy a lifetime of financial well-being. It is in the will and the purposes of God for all of us to live in abundance as His children. That is the space I'm in. Yes, I'm glad to be here. Yes.
Welcome,
Beautiful.
and it's a joy to have you back, Elizabeth. Always a joy when you are here because you leave us with lots of wisdom when it comes to money matters, and especially what you have mentioned, personal finances, because that is very important, very crucial as well. When we talk about personal finance assessment, what are we talking about?
Personal finance. It is a branch of finance. Let me start from a bit far. I'm an accountant by training.
Yes.
And at some point I stopped doing corporate finance. I started looking at the money that is in your pocket, in your bank account. But today we are looking at personal finance fitness. How are you with your personal finances? How fit are you? And just to bring it closer home, can we start with the, we know physical wellness.
Yeah.
For you to be physically well, you need to drink a lot of water. You need to do so many steps in a day. You need to eat your food, your fruits, your vegetables, That is physical wellness. Now we are looking at finance wellness, personal finance wellness. How are you in terms of your personal finances? How do you spend your money? Have you taken time to look at the various pillars, the various nuggets that make up your personal finances? How are you in terms of that? How balanced are you? And just like you said as you're introducing, that you're on a journey. I was like, there's never a destination.
Yeah.
It's a journey. But you look at yourself, where are you in this journey? And the word is balance. Are you nicely balanced? So we'll be looking at the various aspects or various parts or what makes up this personal finance fitness. How can you assess yourself to say that you are financially fit with your personal finances?
Yeah. And what would you say is the significance or the importance of taking this seriously, that finance personal assessment?
Being able to assess yourself is very, very important so that you can be able to pick up the areas that would benefit from more attention. The areas that in myself maybe could be lacking could be different from yours. Like we are looking at, are you planning your retirement? How many financial dependents, for example, do you have? How are you covered? So the importance is to be sure that you have a balance with your personal finances so that you're not very good in that one area and very poor in the other area, or one area remains unattended, and this unattended area becomes what is likely to take you down the drain. So we are trying to create a balance with your personal finances. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
If you, I think now we can start with now this balance, because you have repeated this balance. So how do we strike this balance, and how do we ensure that when it comes to my finances, every area is well covered and there is that balance, so that, as you said, I don't have a weakness,
Yes.
one area that will, at the end of it, bring me down, despite having other areas that I'm doing well.
Actually, the word is balance. I repeat it again. With personal finances, the word is balance. Like, be able to look at how many financial dependents do you have?
Okay.
How covered are they? Or how well are you being able to take care of them? And you also ask yourself, at the point of financial dependence, what would happen if you are not there today to your dependents, you know? And we have seen very potential people, and life happens, and none of us knows how many years we've been given.
Yeah.
Do you have a plan in place just in case you are not there today? Just in case where God marked for your life comes, and you've got some young ones here, how are they covered? Do you have a plan in place to be able to cover them? Look at your financial goals. How do you even have them in the first place? I remember when we were talking about paying yourself first, we said that many of us live with just one goal of not being broke.
Yeah.
You know, and we tend to live like that. And people come to retirement and they're wondering, what happened to my money? But it is because the goals were never written down in the first place. So in the personal finance fitness assessment, check, how are my goals? Are they written down? Am I working? What action points am I taking towards achieving my goals? So that I don't just write them and then put them in the drawer. Come and check them 2 years later.
Yeah.
So you're able to see which goal am I going through, even if it's just for prayer purposes. Yeah, you're able to tell this one I'm not working on it very well.
Yeah.
In terms of your retirement planning, for example, I'm now looking at the various aspect of this personal finance fitness. In terms of your retirement planning, do you have a plan in place just in case? And we pray, it's our prayer that God gives us all our years. Nothing will take any of our years. And the first time you should start planning for your retirement is the first day you start working. But because it looks, for many of us, it may look like it is so far. I'm looking at 60 and I'm thinking, those are many years. But is there a plan in place that you are doing something, albeit small, baby steps towards your retirement, so that you don't just live your life receiving money here, spending it here, what happens here in the middle, nobody knows until you retire. So in terms of your retirement planning, check. Do you have a pension plan in place? And a pension plan is planning for your retirement. But are you investing also for your retirement? Many of us would want to retire maybe in our own homes. What are you doing towards the achievement of that home? That is still part of personal finance fitness assessment. Your income. We come to look at your income. How else are you surviving on your income? Is it that you survive on 100% of the money that you make? Do you pay yourself actually? We go back to that conversation. Do you pay yourself first? Or are you surviving? You know, when you target to survive with 100%, you end up surviving with 130. Where is this 30 coming from? Okay. In terms of those who are married, are your monies married? And even going back to the fact that are you paying yourself? Where are you paying yourself? Do you have an emergency plan? What if you're not working? If your job had a problem today, how many months would you survive? And as you are looking for another job. So those are the various many areas of the personal finance fitness that you need to look up to. The intention is not to overwhelm you, because now when I say all of them together, when you put all of them together, they may look overwhelming. But actually they are not. If only you're able to take baby steps to look at which areas am I falling short.
Yeah. Wow, that's really good. You know, you made me think of a quote that I saw somewhere, that the younger you should be taking care of the older you that will come. So thinking ahead, una imagine Gigi akiwa na mkongojo. How do I take care of that old man? Because nowadays it's no longer saying our children will take care of us.
I wish I can say it in my mother tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hakuna cha hiyo tena. Yeah, but I know somebody could be watching and they're wondering, so where do I begin? How do I start this assessment? From at what point do I start and how do I start?
Now, as we have said in the past, and many others have said, it's never about perfection. It's about consistency. Just start somewhere. Ask yourself, start just from paying yourself first. Then the next question is, where? Because now, like the emergency plan I talked about, like maybe my car has got requires insurance, and it came when I had forgotten that insurance is coming in a month's time. Do I have a place where I can run into? So just start somewhere. Create an emergency plan, slowly but surely. And like the best place to start an emergency plan is having a money market fund account, for example. It's the best example I can give of an emergency plan. You may have been now, once you have put that in place and you are putting a little amount, for example, in the money market, every year review or every 6 months, now I've not gotten an emergency. God has been faithful to me.
Yeah.
I've got some little money. Can we now take a little portion of that money, put it in maybe in a retirement plan, or investing into some of your goals? So what I'm saying is that it's a step by step, slowly by slowly, baby steps. Just start from being able to save, creating a structure, giving your money structures. And if it becomes again overwhelming, you need the services of a financial advisor. Talk to your financial advisor.
Yeah.
Can they help you do that personal finance fitness assessment? Can they help you assess yourself? Look at all those areas and pinpoint the areas that would benefit from more attention. And then you walk the journey with them. We said we always require that other person to be the accountability partner, to be the sounding board, to tell you, here, Beatrice, this is where you require to add more weight. This is where you require to review a bit. So if it becomes too much for you, you can use the services of a financial advisor. And we have got so many financial advisors. Yes,
Like you.
Like myself. I'm actually a money coach.
Yes.
I walk with you that journey.
Yeah.
And actually for us, I've got a structured personal finance fitness assessment tool that I give you, and you can do it yourself. You just, at your quietness, with all the honesty, the only other person who can fit in that space is your spouse. Your sister can't. Yeah, it's personal finance fitness. Do it yourself. We call it a DIY. Do it yourself. Check the various. I've included all the areas that are covered in that personal finance fitness, and then you see where you're falling short.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, and then start from there.
Wow.
I'm listening to you, and I'm looking at the practicability, because we want it to be as practical as it can get. And you've talked about even retirement, starting to think about retirement, starting to think about investments, the dependence. How will it be when you are not in the picture? Is there a proper amount of money so that now I can now start putting that into practice?
A proper amount of money. It is never about the amount again. It's about the consistency.
Yeah.
And maybe, I don't know how many, just what you have just said, the financial dependence.
Yes.
Maybe I have more than you have. So you just look at your situation and how far they are. Like my firstborn now is somewhere.
Yeah.
He's now a young adult. So he stops being so much of a dependent because now he's becoming a dependent. So it's looking at your situation, and our situations are so unique. The people who depend on us, for example, directly, and people never get to know, especially like about life insurance. As a money coach, I can tell you in the market, people are not aware about life insurance and how it works. Because the amount of life insurance, for example, I would need is different from what you'd need, even for the dependent purposes. And there are some very even basic little interventions that you can do, and you're sure that your financial dependents are covered. So that this issue of maybe somebody has indeed accumulated wealth over time. God has been gracious. Yeah, you've made wealth. Your salary has worked for you. You have invested. You are doing well. But the minute life happens, and you know life happens.
It does.
Yeah, we have seen people go with all their assets, go with all their investments, leaving their financial dependence exposed, not knowing there is a little intervention you can do from even as little as 1,500, 2,500, 2,000. There's a plan you can take. When you are alive, it's okay, you not feel it. But if anything happens, now that's when you see the importance. Maybe it is not you, it is those who you live, because now you are not in that space. It's like a car. When I am leaving my house in the morning, my car has got insurance, but I always pray that my car will not be touched, or I will not touch somebody's car or anybody on the road. But I have insurance. It's like having an umbrella, even if it will not rain.
Yeah.
Your car requires a spare wheel, even if you may not need it. Your car requires insurance, but you still pray for it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's that amount. So it's never about the amount. It's about the simple, small structures. And nowadays, there are so many emerging issues. And I think we are dwelling so much on the protection of dependents as a part of personal finance fitness. There are so many emerging issues in personal finance that they give you savings, calm, protection plans. You just saving. You sure your savings are safe, but it has got an aspect of protection. It is not even investment come protection. Of course, investment come protections are there, but you have got saving come protection. Like we have got a very vibrant solution we were discussing this week with somebody, or in a place I was in, that gives you space to just save for a certain number of years. If something happens in that number of years, you are covered. Your financial dependents, for example, are covered. But if nothing happens, you are given back your savings. I mean, it is only that if only people arise and explode and do the finance fitness, there are so many options, so many solutions. Yes.
Wow. That means the assessment is definitely essential and important. And maybe what can you say are some of the benefits of, taking this seriously and beginning as soon as possible, even from your own personal experience?
The benefits, the earlier the better. Don't do tomorrow, my Bible says. What you can do today, start today, so that it is always a journey, like you said. And the earlier you start your journey, the better it is for you. And you may not know where to start until you did the personal finance fitness. To give you, again, we are going back to what we said at the beginning, to give you an overview, to help you not to go learning helter-skelter, because now, after so many years, now you have children, they're already here, or something has happened, that is now the time that you are learning, when there is very little that can be done. And by that, there is something we said, to be able to check even how well you are managing with your debt, and so that you're able to contain that part of debt before it goes too far. With the personal finance fitness assessment, you're able to tell with my loans, and we said loans are not bad. Yeah, it's not that loans are bad if you use them well. The good loans, we have got, of course, we've got the bad loans. Can I start a debt action plan so that it is not my debts that are taking me down the drain? I have a debt action plan. I'm able to I'm able to start having a personal finance plan. Remember, failure to plan is planning to fail. So one of the benefits is that you'll be able to plan, and you'll not feel harassed in implementing the various pillars of your personal finances, slowly but surely, one day at a time, baby steps. That the benefits of starting early is that it gives you time without feeling overwhelmed. Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Thank you for that. And I think also the one thing that is also impeding many people is not being able to get that information of the different products that they can venture into. Maybe we are so much fixed on maybe circles and all, but then there are many other products that we can venture into, and they come in handy.
Let me say, and it's something as a money coach I've experienced that so much in the market or with our people, especially because of what we said the other time, that personal finance literacy is something that requires a lot of intervention. So I get to find many people who are looking, where can I just maximize?
Yes.
I want the one that will give me the biggest benefit. So that's why you see people are asking me, between a sacco and a money market, which one do I need? Let me say it in Kiswahili. Kila kitu iko na mahali pake. Everything has got its place. What, for example, the sacco does, the money market cannot do. You cannot use the sacco to plan for your retirement. You cannot use the money market to protect your dependents. So everything has got its own place. All those combined, they cannot equal to planning your estate or creating a family trust. You still require a family trust. So that thing of which one will give me much benefit should not be there. Yeah, and actually that is sometimes why we need to walk the journey with somebody, so that you know, I need the circle, because I know in the course of time I'll require some loan, and for as an individual I'm better off borrowing in the circle. I need to be in the money market so that my emergencies are taken care of, and in case there are no emergencies, and sometimes I look at myself like I've gone for several years without an emergency. If an emergency does not occur, then that money market becomes the point where you put your feet. It becomes the support system for you to grow into something bigger. Okay, so money market is here, a short-term emergency, and also government securities. The circle is here for the purpose of loans. I've got another plan here to protect my children, and I know the question is coming into my viewers' minds, and they are thinking it's not practical. Is that hii pesa itatoka wapi? Hii pesa ya kufanya hii mambo yote?
Yote, exactly. Ya sacco, ya MMF, ya bonds, ya banks, na pia sasa life assurance.
You have to protect your dependents.
Hii pesa yote inatoka
wapi? Now, that's why the personal finance conversation cannot happen in isolation. Even when you are addressing your physical health, it does not happen in isolation. There's the water, there's the food, there's the physical exercise, there's good sleep. You know, it's a whole combination of things, but you've got a structure for it. Why the personal finance conversation cannot happen in isolation is because now, after we have said the personal finance fitness assessment, the various pillars that would confirm that you are financially fit requires a structure. We cannot talk about that without talking about personal budgeting. Okay, so personal budgeting is now what will guide us again to be able to implement, to be able to make it practical. Can we even start with what we said the other time, and we said people can look at their financial situations and alter that formula, the 50-30-20 rule. With this 20%, we said 20% is what goes to your savings, debt reduction. So this 20%, if only you are able to manage this 20% well, now you are able to cater for all those things that we are talking about. And we said it is never about perfection. It's about consistency. If you're just able to put away 20%, 20%, 20%, if you every 6 months, even start from having your money in there. Let's just start even that your money is in the bank. Okay? In 3 months, we have got some little amount that you can grow into a money market. This money market in 3 months, can we even split the amount because maybe we have not had emergencies? Some amount goes to the circle. The other amount, you start having a children protection or dependents protection plan in place. If we review that every 3 months, by the end of the year, when you look back, you see that you have done something. You see that you are somewhere. The same way, if you don't do it, the end of the year will come And you look back. See, you look back anyway,
Yeah.
whether you are doing something or you are not.
Not.
And you are wondering, what did I achieve in that year? Yes, I was able to dress well, I was able to fuel my car. But is that all? Yeah.
I think what I love most about what you have shared is that patience and also consistency. Because if I'm thinking of how do I have money to put in all these areas at once, it's impossible.
Yes.
We really cannot do that, like unless by the Spirit of God, but we really cannot. So now that aspect of wacha nianze na hapa, let me start with money market.
Yes.
Build it up. From what I get from this, let me invest, let me split and put it here. Build. So there's that consistency. But then at the end of it all, what we are having here is a compounding effect that as we continue in the consistency, it's building something great. Actually, there's a story that is told of a bamboo stick whereby this guy watered for a very long time. It's not sprouting. But one day he woke up and this thing just shot at once. So it's that compounding effect. I think you've really put it in such a good way. Because now I'm like, let me start with money market.
Yes.
And then from there, build it up. Because if you are consistent in that, that means you can get enough to now put in a circle. Then from that, you can get enough to put in another area. So that consistency, because again, you're still going to spend that money, whether you like it or not.
Oh, yes.
You will look back, look at your M-Pesa statement,
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
Aki, I nafaa kuwa millionaire. You've transacted 600,000. You don't know how.
Yeah.
Where did it go? And actually it starts from the knowledge perspective, knowing that this is what I need.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
personal finance fitness assessment will now open those areas for you. My Bible tells me, my people perish for lack of knowledge. Knowledge is power. The minute you are informed that I need this and that, I'm not financially fit here, I need, your doctor will tell you, you need to drink more water. You are aware. You are working from an awareness point.
Yeah.
So seeking that knowledge is where it starts from. Yeah. Now, when you are saving in the money market, because again, and this is key, and I come across it a lot, when you just save for the purpose of saving, I can assure you, you will break that habit. But when you know that I'm building from the money market or from the short term for the purpose of being able to implement a plan to protect my children, you are going to be consistent. And especially when we are talking to children, we develop what you just said, the virtues around money. Patience, oh my. Being able to create wealth, even being able to be financially fit, will require a lot of patience, will require a lot of delayed gratification, will require a lot of consistency. You know, those virtues are the ones that will help you grow around money.
Yeah.
And actually that's what we say, even with the children, is that everybody, every person is born rich. Even one day old baby, even those 3 children you see there, everybody is born rich with the virtues that money cannot buy. If you don't have that virtue, for example, of patience, it does not matter how much money you have. You will not make anything out of it. So you require patience to be able to, even to be financially fit. Yeah, so we are not just talking about money. We are also talking about valuing the same things, the things that money cannot buy. Patience, delayed gratification, contentment, because again, you'll not be able to have everything.
Yeah. Oof.
A journey.
Yeah. When we're talking about personal finance, financial assessment,
Yes, yeah.
and what now I'm trying to combine what you've just said in terms of the money, should I say education, the things that we are never taught in school, the things that we were never taught growing up about money, because growing up we were just told you finish school, pata kazi mzuri, utapata pesa.
That has been the conversation.
That has been the conversation.
Yes.
Do you think it has also contributed in a way to how we are behaving in as far as handling money is concerned?
Yeah.
Now, that's one. Number two, in terms of even investments, when it comes to investments and the things now we are even discussing in terms of the different accounts that we need to open. And because we know Kenyans, we said, for me, I have my 50K, and now this 50K must give me a good return ASAP. And that's why maybe because we are gullible. So ukisikia,
Yes.
so ukisikia something that you are promised, where give me that 50K, I will give you 30% return on that.
Yes, yeah.
Without even thinking the repercussions, I just run there. Would you talk about that?
Gigi, let me say, if we opened that Pandora box, we cannot finish this conversation.
Yes.
Let me tell you, the issues that have been on our economy of pyramid schemes, and so many Kenyans have gone down the drain chasing after that return. Especially because of lack of that financial literacy education. You know, we have seen the effect directly affecting our children, our relatives, our neighbors, our friends, people that we know, our parents, people just going down the drain because of unrealistic expectations. I want to put 10K somewhere, and I see that on social media every day. People asking that question, and they will just ask openly and so honestly. Where can I put my 10,000 or my 50,000, and it will be giving me 10,000 daily? I'm thinking, or a month daily.
Wow.
I'm looking at those questions and I'm thinking, what are your expectations? You know, it is no miracle. It is a process. And that is now because that of lack of finance literacy education is maybe one of the biggest contributors of the issues that we have in the market or in the economy, allowed mistakes with the personal finances, allowed getting into those schemes. When somebody tells you 30%, even when you look at our Nairobi Stock Exchange, for example, it's not making 30%, even in a year. Where is this person going to invest your money so that they earn you so unrealistic expectation, lack of finance literacy education, and it is one of the biggest challenges that we face. As lack of financial literacy education is the biggest challenge we face as families in our economy, as organizations, because it really puts our productivity down. Because now, as an employee of Atik Africa, I bring my financial. When I've gone through that, I put my 50,000. I wanted to earn that 30,000. Then it goes down the drain. You can imagine what kind of a worker I'll be. What I'll bring into the office, a lot of stress. So my productivity goes down. So if you're able to invest in finance literacy education, it is going to impact the families. And that is the starting point. When the family is strong, the church is strong, the economy is strong. It's going to impact me positively in my own personal life. It's going to impact our organizations because productivity will go up when the staff stress levels go down. Even our economy will grow, our businesses will be better because now even so many businesses have been affected by what you've just said. Those unrealistic expectations, getting into investment options that are not legit, and we are not empowered to be able to tell this is legit, this is not. So finance literacy education is key. And if you're able to start it early, the better. My Bible tells me, train up a child in the way they should go. And even when they are old, they will not, even money included. Tell your child, corruption is bad. Let me tell you, that child, even when they are man like you, they will say that this said corruption is bad. And they will not get into it. So the way to handle our economy, financial literacy is key. There should be a pillar. We should have a ministry of finance literacy education.
Headed by Elizabeth.
Amen.
But I love that you've mentioned that, because I just bumped into page 84 of your book here, a personal money nuggets workbook, which says money management is the foundation of all wealth building blocks. And here I'm looking at something you have called protecting your money, which I believe goes in line with what we were just discussing. And also say that you've even mentioned some financial products red flags. We talk about red flags in relationships, but clearly they are in so many other places. And I think for the people who really want to invest, they are passionate and they really want to ensure that they are paying themselves this money, they want it to work for them. Maybe just open our eyes on some of the financial products red flags and how to notice them.
The red flags, and actually the personal finance fitness assessment will help you ward off the red flags, because once you do it and it comes to the money coach, for example, the money coach will give recommendations. So when you go out there in the market and they are calling you, telling you to put your 50,000, you'll get your 20,000, your 20%, or your whatever amount of money. You know that's a financial red flag. Yeah, because already you have got somewhere to, to check from. So when they tell you that you are going to get a certain percentage within a certain time, that is a red flag. When you are not required to do any due diligence, or they do not come out openly, where are they investing this money? Because there are so many in the market. That's also another red flag. Somebody should be able to show you the model of how your money will grow. When the history of the person who is giving you the product, for example, when the history is not clear, or you are not able to check an audit trail, to have an audit trail of this provider, another red flag. When you are not. Let me say there are so many red flags that we need to look out for that has been putting us down that drain. When that person who is helping you with your personal finances, like we have had issues in our economy, I wish I can mention them, but I can't, of people who are not, of doctors, let me use the word of the doctor's case because it's public information. You are wondering, or you are not able to see how certified are they to be able to be attending to your body or to your health. Also with your personal finances, who is this who is helping you with your personal finances? What are they? What are their trainings in the area of personal finance? So it is good to be able. The personal finance fitness assessment will give you somewhere to base your decisions from. When you see something that is not in your recommendations, for example, if at all you use a personal finance advisor to give you those recommendations, when you don't see them, they recommend those products or those solutions or those interventions mentioned there, it's a red flag.
Wow.
How important is it, Elizabeth, to track your money? That I know where my money goes, because many a times that after I've done everything, I can't really tell hii pesa ilienda wapi. How important in terms of, as we are speaking about personal financial assessment. And is it important? Let bygones be bygones. Tutafute ingine.
Tomorrow is another day.
Exactly. It is another day. Wacha hii ya jana.
Being able to track your spending, and it's actually one of the things we look at when we are doing the personal finance fitness assessment. Do you track your spending? Tracking your spending is very, very important, so that you don't live all your life receiving money here, like what she said about the M-Pesa statement.
Yes.
You are looking at the money that went through your M-Pesa statement.
You can't really,
you don't even know how.
You look at your bank statement, the money that came through your bank, and you have nothing to show for it. But being able to track your spending helps you to be able to, is one of the interventions that we propose for your personal finance fitness during the assessment. I'm sure you don't just eat, you track what you eat. You track, many of us track how many steps have we done in a day. And when you see that you have just been sitting behind that desk the whole day, you are intentional to wake up and do at least a few steps around the office, okay? Or at the home or wherever you are. So even being able to track your spending helps you to contain your spending habits. And I think we talked about the money personality the other day. Being able to track your spending is an indicator, maybe for those who have not done a money personality test, of your money personality. And we said we've just said your awareness is key. Being able to track your spending will help you eliminate the leakages, because sometimes, and many of us, we have got an area of our personal finances that always amounts to be a leakage. This is where the leakage comes from. For some, it is the entertainment. For some, it is the halabis, the baby showers, the bridal showers. They become your spending based on your money personality and the highest need that money meets in your life. So being able to track your spending is very, very important to contribute to your personal finance fitness. Okay, so that you are able to contain your leakages again. Yeah. And it is difficult, let me tell you. It is not an easy task. Like when you track every day, when you pay bus fare, you write. When you fuel your car, so the end of the day you're able to tell, I spent so much, or the end of the month, I spent so much on my entertainment. I spent so much on the bridal showers, the baby showers, and I've got nothing against them. I spent so much on my bundles, for example. You're able to tell, I think this is the area I need to contain. And by the way, that could be the starting point towards your lifetime of financial well-being, towards being able even to build your finance fitness.
Sometimes it's impulse buying.
Exactly. Something you had not even planned to buy, but
kuna marketer mnoma salesperson amekuja akakwambia hii usipochukua leo hautaipata.
The offer is ending today. And many of us are guilty for impulse spending. Which is if it is done with care and with intention and with the awareness, give yourself room for impulse spending. Give yourself this amount within your budget again. This amount is for impulse buying, because I'll come again across an outfit that I've been looking for years. And I mean, I can pass with it. I need to enjoy my money. I'm the one who goes to work. Can we give ourselves an allowance for impulse buying?
For that. That's good. And then sticking within that particular budget, not going beyond. Sometimes you put money aside and then, haitoshi bana. You know, you find that you've gone over and above. But before we conclude, I really want us to touch on something that I've also seen you've covered on your book. I believe that this is the last thing we'll be talking about, but again, it's not the least. And that is honoring God with your money. How important is it? You know, because I think that is, you know, supposed to be the starting point when we receive whatever we've received, giving it back to the Lord. What is the significance and why is it important?
Now, my Bible is very, very clear. And actually, my Bible does not use the word give. Okay, when it comes to your tithes and offering, my Bible uses the word pay. So money for Jesus, I call it money for Jesus because I teach children about money. And we call it money for Jesus. There is no debate, there is no question about money for Jesus. We should be able to honor God with our tithes, with our offerings, with our money. Okay, and it is the starting point towards what you do, towards your financial well-being. Okay, honor God with your. I wish I can rephrase that fast. That trust me, and you'll see that your bands. The words are, I'm rephrasing. The words are, your bands will overflow. So money for Jesus does not even come in the 50, 30, 20. It is already out. The 50, 30, 20 is what is for you, and it comes after you have honored God with the first fruit of your, of your labor, or of your money. So it is key. That one we should not even debate about. Let it even actually automate it so that it does not come to your bank account. Let it go where it's supposed to go. And even as we're talking money for Jesus, can we even talk about taxes? Does the taxman give you a choice?
No.
He doesn't. Anakatiaga pale. Please also include money for Jesus there. Honor God with your money and your wellness with your personal finances starts there. If you start with God, He makes everything else perfect. And money is very, very spiritual. Let me say that. Money is very, very spiritual. Yeah. So it is something that we need to be very, very, very intentional. Even if you don't pay your tithes, year after year, you'll find, or month after month, you still find that it is not enough.
Yeah.
And when when you say you pay your tithe when it is enough, you'll never pay your tithes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't want issues with
Yeah.
with God.
Yeah.
He's the one who gives us the power to make wealth. Comes from him, the book of Deuteronomy says. Yes.
Yeah. Elizabeth, time is far much spent, and so we
Yeah.
need to call it a day. What would be your parting shot on today's topic, personal financial assessment?
Parting shot is that we all need it, or what I would say to conclude, we all need to do a personal finance fitness assessment. If you have not done it, approach a financial advisor. You can also approach us, do it, and you see where are you starting from. And it becomes your starting point. It becomes your guide.
Yeah.
So let's all do personal finance fitness. And I'm available.
Yes.
I'm a money coach. I'm a trainer. I'm an author for finance literacy training, for money coaching. You can find us online from Atik Africa. Our website is www.atikafrica.com.
Yeah.
Atik, would you spell for us? Atik.
Atik. Atik is ATTIQUE.
All right.
Atik Africa with a C.com.
Right.
You'll find from my team, you can find a financial advisor to work with you, your journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Wow.
Elizabeth.
This has been awesome.
As always.
Very, very awesome.
Every time she
Eye-opening.
comes. Yeah.
Thank you. I would say it's because of you that I started thinking in the line of investment, even in the money market. I was just there. Nitanini too, but now I'm feeling the push to really go after it, and it's such a beautiful thing that we get to have a free session every time she's here. But anyway, I would just love to sum it up on my end with a quote that I see here in page 114 that says, "The best thing that money can buy is financial freedom." So this is really, really powerful.
Yeah.
So we have to really be wise when it comes to how we are managing our finances. So thank you so much, Elizabeth, for coming through. May God bless you and continue to use you in this field. Christians, we are supposed to be wealthy. See, ati tunakaa tu for we are not ati the people of the world have more wisdom than we do. No, that it should not be so. And that's why we ensure that we bring this episode each and every Monday so that we can prepare even for the week ahead, make good decisions. Kwanza saizi ni end month manzi. Ako kamshara kakiingia, the first thing, remember to honor God, and then definitely get down to planning your money well. Don't just spend it haphazardly, but think of paying yourself first. You've paid God, pay yourself first, and then continue with everything else, so that at the end of it all, the money will be working for you.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, as well.
Yes.
Thank you to our viewer this morning. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your company. And may God continue to bless you. May He enlarge your boundaries as well. God willing, we will be doing this tomorrow morning, same time, same place, from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And tomorrow being a Tuesday, it's all about one day at a time. We are here to testify and hear testimonies of what the Lord is doing and continues to do in the lives of His people. Up until then, we wish you a blessed and a fruitful day, and even a week ahead. My name is George Gishoro.
And my name is Beatrice Nudi. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us this wonderful morning. And I do hope you've gotten to take in some nuggets. See you, Kesho.